I haven't made a video in a while. I'm out of hookah, so I can't smoke with my video. It's times like this I wish I had a smoke. Because, as God is my witness, I will set David Icke on fire or hit him over the head with a shovel or something of the sort, because this is fucking ridiculous. There is no reason this guy should be allowed to, function day to day and get money off his stupid paranoid bullshit. I'll link to you below, but basically, David Icke is talking about how homosexuality is the practice of the Masons, and how it's all connected to the Illuminati. Now, if you did even remote research on the occult, you would know that Aleister Crowley was big on homosexuality. In fact, many of the pagans were back in the day. Duh! We didn't need David Icke to tell us that. And we certainly didn't need David Icke to tell us that, rich people and the elite tend to be very perverted because they're sociopaths. So they're probably going to like playing with little boys' pee-pees or whatever. Now, what pisses me off about this is that when I say homosexuals are bad, I get banned, I get treated like shit, I get, shunned by everybody, I get slanderized, I get harassed, people look for me just to, mess with me. How many of his fans, like fucking 8,000 of his fans started coming to my page, threatening my life and shit, but when he says it, it's wise. David Icke is, exposing the reptilians and the Illuminati, and if you disagree with him, you're an agent. So the motherfucker can steal what I said, just sodomize it, smash it into this irrational clusterfuck of Illuminati bullshit, and force it down your throat, and you'll be fine with that. But to give a reasonable argument that homosexuality is merely the symptom of a bigger problem of, dementia, of being antisocial personality disorder, where you're prone to be a compulsive liar, you're prone to being a schemer, a murderer, a cheater, you're just, in general, I believe that some people are born more evil than others. There are certain human characteristics that, are strengthened or weakened. And sociopaths have a heightened sense of being a dick. That is the simplest way I can say it. And homosexuals are probably bigger dicks too, because I noticed that most sociopaths have homosexual tendencies, so that leads me to believe most homosexuals have sociopathic tendencies. I seem to think that's a reasonable, conclusion to make. But, that's not fantastic enough. No, David Icke has to go into this whole thing about how they're level 28 warlocks, and, they're secret reptilian aliens, and they're, trying to make you homosexual to gather energy for the return of Satan or some bullshit. Why? Why do you need all of that? What was wrong with just the concept of, it's dementia. Homosexuals are demented and psychopaths. You can't believe that, but you can believe in the fucking level 28 warlock summoning Satan? Really? So, that's what pisses me off. It pisses me off that 8,000 fucking people can come to my previous YouTube page threatening my life when YouTube didn't do shit about it, but YouTube found the time to delete those videos and delete my fucking account, but didn't give a damn when they were threatening my life and shit. They can fucking come down to my videos. This goddamn Amsterdam 78 is stalking me, talking about how he's not going to rest until my account's deleted again. Again, I'm being stalked here. This guy is actually threatening me. He's trying to follow me around and shit. YouTube doesn't care, but YouTube wants to twist his little nipples and talk about how you didn't follow our community guidelines, so we're gonna ban you. No, motherfucker. I live my own life. I have to deal with my own problems, and you don't do shit for me. You don't stop these people from coming after me. You don't stop these people from harassing me and belittling me and walking all over my rights. You're lucky I don't put a gun to your fucking head. Because, honestly, I don't need you. I don't need this shit. All I ask for is the ability to make my videos, give my opinion, and have my rights. I'm a human being, damn it. I deserve it, and I plan to have it. So, you need to back the fuck off. And YouTube has not deleted any of my they did delete one video, they did give me one strike, but they have been what's the word I'm going for? Well, basically they haven't been as bad lately. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they've just been lazy and not checking my videos. I don't know if it's not as many people have been flagging me. I don't know what it I don't know. I don't care. But I know YouTube, I know how the moderator mindset works, and I know it'll probably come soon. And I also know that that too is sociopaths. They get a thrill out of it. They're rubbing their hands together, probably jacking off, snorting some coke off the table. They get enjoyment out of seeing people suffer. They get enjoyment out of that sense of power and being able to control what other people say and do. And you're not going to get that from me. You know, I'm not going to squirm, and I'm not going to just accept the fact that you have control over me. I might not be able to do anything about it at the moment, but I swear to God, if I fucking see you on the street, I will shank your ass. I will fucking see you, and I'll stab you, and I'll fucking kick you in the ribs. You will pray to God you never see me. That's why these fucking moderator types keep their face hidden, and they don't show you they don't give you their true name and shit. You better hope to God that these internet bills never pass that make the real identity of people plain as day. Because this isn't going to hurt Jim Prophet. This is going to hurt you. Because you know what? If people want to know who Jim Prophet really is, it's not that hard. I'm a normal guy. I'm not some rich asshole that can afford to keep myself super secret. I'm not an agent Illuminati that, you know, hides under the shadows and is the Men in Black. But you got the money, and you do it on purpose. You create these websites to keep yourself secret and get off on, you know, tormenting people. Your information is going to be out there in public, and who do you think people are going to go after? Not me per se, not Jim Prophet, but I mean people in general. Because you know what? You do it to a lot of people, and eventually it'll come back on you. And I'll be glad when it happens. I'll make sure to defecate all over your fucking grave. So that's what I have to say. I'm just super pissed off that fucking David Icke gets to talk out of his asshole and people throw money at him and praise him for shit that makes no sense whatsoever. But you cannot have a reasonable anti-gay position that has nothing to do with reptilians, nothing to do with the Illuminati or the Masons. It's simply, it's bad. It's an example of a degenerating society. Typically throughout history, homosexuals have been misogynists, and they've had, you know, very decadent and self-absorbed mentalities that, you know, hurt the country they're in and every time empires have had homosexuality, they've fallen. Ancient Greece had homosexuals, and it was an example of how they reached that peak. You know, they were self-indulgent, selfish assholes, and then they collapsed. And I point that out. I point that out in a reasonable manner. I point that out why communism should not be for homosexuals, and that's the kind of thing that gets deleted. But David Icke, talking about fucking lizard people, doesn't. And, you know, and I'm not saying that freaking, you know, I don't even talk about politicians and shit. What this guy talks about is borderline treason. I don't talk about this shit, but meanwhile, I'm the problem. I'm the psychopath. You know, and I think that's what it is. It's because I'm not evil. And this world, obviously, is full of evil fucking pricks. You're fucking zombies, and someone could probably shoot you, and everyone would just look, oh, look, that guy got shot, and then hobble back to work. You're fucking useless. You make me sick, and that's all I gotta say for right now.